Hey guys, Wet Movie 1 back here again for another Blu-ray DVD update. It's been about 2 weeks since my last one. I think I got like 12 or 13 items here to show you today, so let's get started with it. And the first one up from Warner Brothers is Cloud Atlas on Blu-ray DVD Ultraviolet Digital Copy Combo Pack. This is the movie that stars Tom Hanks and Halle Berry, and just a variety of other actors like Hugh Grant and Keith David, which we all know and love from, you know, They Live. And it's kind of like a movie how in one life, say in this life, I do something, it can affect my soul and my life that happens in the future or in the past. It's really kind of crazy, but it bounces around like a handful of stories. It really is kind of an out there kind of film. It's really kind of hard to explain, but it's one of those movies where 1 second you can be in the 1970s, and then 2.5 seconds later you can be in slavery times. You know what I mean? It bounces around all over the place. It was absolutely a beautiful film to watch. It's one of those kind of movies that you watch and you have to kind of form your own opinion on it. You know what I mean? Different people think different things when they watch this movie. It's not bad whatsoever. It's about a little close to 3 hours long. I wasn't bored whatsoever. I was entertained throughout it, but I was watching it going, huh? What's going on right here? But it was very beautifully shot. And Tom Hanks, there's a couple of roles that Tom Hanks plays in this, along with multiple other actors, where he has all this makeup on, and 1 or 2 times I'm like, oh, it took me like 2 or 3 minutes to figure out that was actually Tom Hanks, you know? It was actually really kind of cool. And I watched some of the special features, like the behind the scenes on here, where some of the actors, they read the script before they did the movie, and they didn't even understand what the movie was really about. You know, it was kind of cool because, like, it's one of those things, anybody, you know, different people can interpret this movie any way they want, you know? It is kind of cool. I think they had 2 or 3 different units, and they were filming all at the same time. Like, you know, one day Tom Hanks had to be, you know, like over here in New York, and then, you know, the very next day he's in the forest of, you know, Dubai or wherever they shot in the forest. You know what I mean? It's like the actors had to, you know, go through some craziness to film this movie. But I really highly suggest you guys check this one out. You know, just like, you know, watch it and form your own opinion on it. I thought it was cool. It was fun. Kind of hard to understand, but it was fun. It was a fun one. And next up right here is Chevy Chase and National Lampoon's Vacation, the 30th anniversary edition. This movie has been released on Blu-ray before. I just absolutely love the vacation movies. Vegas Vacation would have to be my all-time favorite one, just because it's so wacky and out there, and plus it takes place in Las Vegas, one of my favorite places to go. But you know, you guys all know the original with you know, Clark Griswold wants to take his family to Wally World, and all the craziness that ensues along the way on their trip there, and how he bumps into his cousin Eddie and his family, and how just wacky and crazy and rednecky they are. And this is really a nice, beautiful transfer of the film, and it has a bonus feature on here that I believe that wasn't on the original Blu-ray, which is an 85-minute documentary on the making of the movie. And you guys all know John Hughes, the writer of Vacation and, you know, Breakfast Club and 16 Candles, was the writer on this. And then when I was watching the special features, I found out that he got paid next to nothing to write this movie. You know, but this was right before he became like a big, you know, writer-director and stuff. But it was really cool. You also get a commentary track on here with the director, Chevy Chase, Randy Quaid, Anthony Michael Hall trailer. And you get an introduction on here by Chevy Chase and Randy Quaid too. This is loaded with some special features on here. If you guys are a fan of the Vacation movies, highly recommend the 30th anniversary edition of Vacation, man. It's really cool, man. It's a fun movie, man. You get John Candy in there, man. Come on, you can't beat that. Next right here from Anchor Bay, and that is Escape from Planet Earth. This is the Weinstein Company's new animated film. This movie's pretty much about these aliens that live on this one planet called Planet Blah, or something. I think it's B-A-A-B, Planet Blah. And one day, this one guy, he fights the aliens, and he's like the hero of that of Planet Blah, and he goes on this secret mission to go to, you know, Planet Earth on a secret mission, and he gets caught by the humans. and so his brother and his family have to go down there to try to save him and get him up out of the prison down there. And it's just all the fun that ensues from there. And it's really cool because it comes with the 3D Blu-ray, regular Blu-ray, and DVD digital copy on here. But this film also has a lot of co-stars in it, like Sarah Jessica Parker, William Sadler, George Lopez, Jane Lynch, you guys all know from Glee, and The 40-Year-Old Virgin. And it's just really cool to watch animated films on Blu-ray because it really showcases how you know, how good your TVs actually are. Because when you don't watch a lot of like, animated films, and when you pop one in after a while, it's like, oh my god, my TV is awesome. You know, because sometimes when you watch Blu-rays, they kind of just all kind of look the same after a while. Kind of like DVDs when you had DVDs for a long time. But then when you pop in a movie like this, or Toy Story or something, it just kind of like, oh, whoa, because like the colors and the brightness factor of everything, it looks really cool. Would I say it's an excellent animated film? No. But is it fun for the whole family? Yes. Like, it's not like, you know, Pixar related, even though they have a couple little like jabs to Pixar, like they with the little boy and the little kid in the movie, he says something about, you know, never leave a man behind, like in the Toy Story, and like other little tiny things you have to watch the movie to see. I don't know, I thought it was kind of cool. That it was a fun family movie. If you have kids, I suggest you guys check this one out here on Blu-ray, DVD, digital copy combo pack. Next up here from Lionsgate. Oh man, I fell in love with this movie. I was watching it. It brought me back to the old days when I just absolutely loved every single movie I watched. And that is The Stand-Up Guy, starring Christopher Walken, Alan Arkin, and Al Pacino. But at the beginning of the movie, Al Pacino is being let out of jail. He's been in there for like 20-something years. Christopher Walken is his best friend. It's picking him up from there because he's, you know, Al Pacino's character has been in there for so long because, you know, they committed a crime and he took the fall for everybody. You know, he has a hit on him. Like someone out there is gonna kill him. You have to find out who has to do that. And it's just pretty much, you know, 3 old friends is hitting the town. It is going crazy, like, you know, going out with girls, driving fast cars, just having a blast. And I just fell in love with the characters. I just absolutely love these actors. It was just, I don't know, it kind of felt like a little bit like Grumpy Old Men, but a little different, you know what I mean? Like, it had that kind of vibe and just coolness factor of it. And this is the Blu-ray Ultraviolet digital copy combo pack. A making of special feature, director's commentary. You get the, you know, the basic stuff you get on here. Highly recommend this movie, guys. If you see it out there, grab this one up, man. It was just a hell of a good time. Alright, guys, next up is Texas Chainsaw 3D. I know you guys already know what I thought about this film because if you guys saw my original review of the movie. I didn't like the movie very much because I'm a super fan of the original, you know, at least the first 3 Texas Chainsaw Massacre movies. And this one was really kind of disappointing. If you ever seen it, you'll know what I'm talking about. Like, the timeline's all messed up, and there's a lot of missed opportunities. But I really wanted to get my hands on this Blu-ray because of the special features and what I heard was on there. There's a commentary track on this disc with the director of the film and the director Tobe Hooper from the original film, and I just wanted to listen to it to see what the hell he would have to say about this movie. That, and there's also a commentary track on here by Gunnar Hansen, Bill Moseley, and Marilyn Burns doing a commentary track on the film. I'm like, they're only in the movie for like 2 seconds. Like, why would they need to do a whole big, you know, commentary? And I just wanted to, you know, get my hands on it and see all the special features. And there's also a couple behind the scenes featurettes on here. Some of them are with Gunnar Hansen, you know, Bill Moseley, and Marilyn Burns, visiting the house that they rebuilt, like to make it look like the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre house, and it's them walking through it, reminiscing, going, "Oh my God, this really does look like how it did back in the '70s," and how they, you know, how they recreated it for the film. And it's just cool to see their take on, you know, and how good of a time they had making the movie, and that's what really matters. And I really respect and love those guys from their original Texas Chainsaw movie, and I knew they were going to be in the special features. So I'm a movie nerd, horror nerd, and I just had to get it just for that kind of stuff. And I was listening to the one of the special features on here, and they were talking about that one carnival scene. You guys all know, you know, they had that big missed opportunity. You know, when Leatherface is running through that carnival, and he bumps, you know, that little kid bumps against him. That the kid that's wearing that, you know, the Saw mask on. and nothing happens. Like, you would expect him to like saw him or like cut his head off or something, but that didn't happen in the movie. But they actually wanted to do it, but due to budget constraints, they couldn't do that. And I was like, oh, that's why you guys couldn't, you know, do anything super cool in this movie, because budget constraints. But if you guys are horror fans, you guys are gonna at least have to get it for the special features to see Gunnar Hansen and Bill Moseley, you know, just talking about Texas Chainsaw and stuff and the legacy of it. You know, it was cool. I love the special features and the commentary tracks and stuff more than the actual film itself. So I'm gonna move on to the next movie here. Next up right here is A Haunting of Silver Falls. This is the new horror film put out by Inception Media Group. This was actually kind of cool. The tagline is "The Dead Never Forgives," and it's pretty much about this one girl. Her mom recently died, and she's kind of orphaned now, so she's moving in with her aunt and uncle in the small town of Silver Falls. And of course, she goes to this one party one day, and these kids are talking about, you know, the legend of you know, Silver Falls and how it's haunted, and these ghosts are haunting this town. And of course, when the girl moves there, these ghosts are attracted to her, and you know, the ghosts are pretty much trying to get her to help them figure out what the hell's going on and why they're there. And I thought it was really well done. I don't know, I had a blast with this one, you know, like it's one of those ones I was watching, I'm like, I wish it was a Blu-ray of it. That's pretty much the story of it. I like the whole tone of the film. I like the way they use the crossfades for the ghosts. Like sometimes you see the ghosts and it's the way they would appear and disappear, and like you know, the little crossfades they can do to make that happen. And plus it comes with a really cool slipcover here. It's kind of like, you know, kind of shiny, you know, me and my shiny things. Ew, shiny. But if you guys are into horror films, you guys just give it a chance. It was kind of cool. It's not like super gory or bloody or anything, but it's like part horror, part mystery. It's fun. I would definitely check out The Haunting at Silver Falls. Next up right here, I picked up at Best Buy for the trade and save. I just got it because I really do like Seth Rogen. I think he's absolutely funny. And did I get super funny in this movie? No, but that is The Guilt Trip on Blu-ray, DVD digital copy combo pack. It's pretty much just a road movie about Seth Rogen's character going on the road with his mom to try to sell the product that he made, that he tries to pitch to companies. You know what I mean? Like how you can like the ShamWow guy, he made, you know, the chop top or whatever it's called, and he probably had to go around marketing it to different marketing companies to get it out there to sell. And that's what pretty much Seth Rogen's character is, you know, is in this, and his mom's just there along for the ride. It's more of like a nice little movie you watch with your mom kind of thing, you know, like a bonding kind of movie. It's not like a ha 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 like 40-Year-Old Virgin kind of funny. There is a couple of good laughs in it, but that's pretty much the movie right there. There's a handful of special features on this, you know, like the behind the scenes stuff with Barbra Streisand and Seth Rogen. Deleted scenes, and there's also the DVD on here. It's worth a rental. I would say rent this one before you know, buy it. Unless you're a super fan of Rogen, then just get it. But yeah, man, I would say just rent it first. It's not bad, but it's also not like super funny or anything, you know. But it is entertaining and enjoyable to watch. But that's The Guilt Trip on Blu-ray. Next up right here from Disney, and that is the Shanghai Noon and the Shanghai Nights double pack. You guys all know me. I love me some Jackie Chan movies, and to get two of them in one pack, gotta get it, gotta check it out. Of course, the first one is pretty much about Jackie Chan trying to save this princess that got taken captive, and going into the Old West to try to get her back. And then he bumps across Owen Wilson's character, which he's kind of like a bumbling kind of, you know, bandit kind of guy, trying to, you know, rob trains and things, and they become friends and team up to try to save Princess Pepe. And it's just a really fun series of films. And in part 2 you get Donnie Yen, Ip Man from the Ip Man movies, as the bad guy in part 2. You gotta love yourself some Donnie Yen, man. But if you guys just love just fun action movies, but not like super over the top violence, just, you know, you can watch it with your family. These are the kind of movies you would totally watch with them. And I just really love that they have all the original special features from those DVDs on here, man, because that means I can get rid of my DVD versions completely and just, you know, keep the Blu-ray here. Check that one out, guys. And next up here from Sony is the remake of Steel Magnolias, starring Queen Latifah, Felicia Rashad, Alfre Woodard, and Jill Scott. You guys all know the original one. I think it was in the early 80s when that one came out with, you know, Sally Field and Julia Roberts. This is their I believe the made for TV version, and to be honest, I found this one to be a little bit more enjoyable than the older one. You know, like the older one had its moments with Sally Field doing her thing, because Sally Field was like the main part of that movie that really, you know, kept me interested in it. But this one right here, you get Queen Latifah playing the Sally Field part, and it was just really well done. I don't really want to, you know, get too deep into this movie, because once you say a little bit about something, you know, it kind of ruins everything. But if you guys have seen the original Steel Magnolias, it's the same exact thing, just with an updated twist to it. You know, and I did cry like a little fiend at the end. Don't tell anybody. I cried. I was like, I was like a little baby. And it is worth watching if you are a fan of the original film. But that's Steel Magnolias on DVD.
Hi, just stopping by again. This one that I have for you today is rather unusual. You know I like the BBC or my mysteries or whatever. But this particular one was something kind of deviating from that. It's a documentary. It's called Crazy Wisdom. It's about the bringing of Tibetan Buddhism to the West, or, you know, the United States, as it were. And it's a story of one of the Buddhist abbots or monks. I have a hard time pronouncing his first name. I believe it's Chogyam, but he's basically known by his last name, which is Trungpa. And like I say, he was a Tibetan monk who escaped the Chinese communist attack in Tibet and brought Tibetan Buddhism, so that it, you know, wouldn't die out, here to America. Now, it's something like, why would you want to watch that? Well, I was really interested, because what he was like another prophet, because I grew up in the same time period. I wasn't a full-fledged hippie or anything. I did do peace signs at passing cars, but I was more of a Carnaby Street girl, I guess you would say. I also did, you know, search for enlightenment or spiritual meaning, whatever you might want to call it. And I did and should have continued. I did participate in Maharishi Mahesh Yogi's transcendental meditation, and it's all the same thing. There were during this time in the late 60s, early 70s, you know, became a rise of spiritual enlightenment. Possibly, you know, hippy-dippy kind of brought it on, I guess. I don't know, but we were all ready for that. And I did not know of this man. I mean, I've heard of other people. You know, there's a Dalai Lama and Baba Ram Das, people like that, who happens to be in this film and had spoken with and had several meetings with Trungpa. But it was interesting because myself, like I say, I just mentioned a few people I've heard of, never heard of this gentleman. So this documentary to me was really interesting. So if you're from that time period, you know, where people were searching for spiritual enlightenment, and I'm sure we all still are, this would be a good thing to watch. You see, just another prophet or enlightened being that came to the West, United States, whatever, to bring his, you know, version of Buddhism. I mean, there's Hinduism and everything else, but I really enjoyed the movie. And if you like documentaries and, you know, curious about spiritual enlightenment, that type of thing, or that time period anyway, it's a really good movie. Once again, Crazy Wisdom. Thanks for stopping by. See you later. Peace.
And next up here from Kino is If I Were You, starring Marcia Gay Harden and Aidan Quinn. This movie was actually pretty damn cool. It's pretty much about this lady that's, you know, just going among her life, and she's going to this one restaurant to pick up this cake that her and her husband like to eat. And as she's in that restaurant, she sees her husband with some other woman in the restaurant, and she's like, oh my god, what's going on? You know, and she runs out of the restaurant just hoping that her husband didn't see her. And while she's outside of the restaurant spying at what's going on, she calls her husband and causes kind of like a little ruckus with him and makes him want to go home. And it's pretty much about Marcia Gay Harden's character becoming friends with her husband's mistress, and how the whole dynamic between the two, and how, like, the mistress doesn't know that, you know, the lady that she's friends with now is the lady that she, you know, her husband's with, and it's kind of crazy to explain it, but it was really well done how they did it. I absolutely fell in love with it. There's also a play element involved. If you guys ever seen theater plays, they're in there, they're like making a play and being a part of a play. I thought that was a cool element to it to throw in the mix. You get a cast interviews on here and a theatrical trailer. If you see it out there, I definitely recommend you guys checking this one out, especially if you guys are film aficionados. I don't think everyone's gonna like this movie, but I absolutely fell in love with it. I give this, you know, just a high recommendation. I thought it was fun. Next up right here is from CBS Home Video, and that is Laverne and Shirley Season 6 on DVD. I loved shows from this time period, like the mid-70s to early 90s. Even though Laverne and Shirley, this season 6 was from 1980 to 81, I believe the show started in like the mid-70s or mid to late 70s. It's just a really, really fun show. Like Linny and Squiggy, I always love those characters from the show. You get all 22 episodes of season 6 on here. You get a gag reel, which is really super funny, especially if you guys are a fan of the show. But I just wanted to show you guys and let you guys all know that season 6 is now on DVD. Because sometimes when these seasons come out, they don't really come out on a super regular basis. You know, sometimes it takes a year or two before other seasons come out. But I believe this show has been being released consistently. But it's just a really funny show from, you know, mid-70s, early 80s. Show that I really love. It's kind of like the same kind of era like Mary Tyler Moore and you know, like Sanford and Son, What's Happening, all that kind of stuff. Those are the kind of shows I absolutely fall in love with when I watch. But that's Laverne and Shirley season 6. Check it out, guys, especially if you don't have season 6 yet. Next up right here is a movie I have a little cameo in along with Sean Phillips, Cool Duder, and it's a Ryan Scott Weber film, Sheriff Tom versus the Zombies. This is just a screener copy of the movie. It's not officially out yet, I don't believe. This movie was kind of cool. I believe it's a sequel to Ryan Scott Weber's one of his other movies called Mary Horror, because they talk about it in this movie. And it's pretty much how these guys conjure up and turn everybody into zombies, and it's really kind of crazy and over the top. You get cameo in there with me and Sean, and what's his name? Jamie Kennedy is up in here. The guy from Rocky. You got like little quick cameos, and if you guys are into zombies and zombie makeup, and you know, real cheese fest. And my favorite character in here is the one that I'm not just saying it because he's the director of the film, but Ryan Scott Weber's character. Like, he's just the, you know, the bumbling funny guy. Like, I just liked the way he presented himself on screen, and I thought it was kind of funny. And it's really cool. It has a behind the scenes and a blooper reel on here. It was cool because me and Sean, you know, like we filmed it ourselves, and we mailed off our our little scene to him, and it was cool. And you also get a what's called a quick appearance in there by Lloyd Kaufman in a couple scenes. You can't go wrong with Lloyd Kaufman, man, the king of Tromaville. But I just wanted to show this in an update to, you know, show my support for Ryan Scott Weber and his films. But that's Sheriff Tom versus the Zombies. But when it's released officially, guys, I'll bring it up again and talk to you guys a little bit more about it. But that's, man, Sheriff Tom versus the Zombies, man. And that's Trashology on DVD here. This is their homage to John Waters films. You guys all know, like Divine, and just the over-the-top factor, you know, the over-the-topness of John Waters. And it's pretty much about this one lady that's taken this class, and she's given this assignment, you know, to write a report on her favorite film genre. And she starts reading this one book and has these little short stories in there, and it intercuts to these different little short stories in here. And just one character in here, I forgot the person's name now. I think his name is Ronnie, that plays the character. Really reminds me of the lady that plays Mama in Mama's Family. You know, it was just that kind of craziness factor. And of course you get a lot of pooping, and there's like this one scene where this one person runs up on top of a table and takes a big old dump on a, you know, like a casserole. It was like really over the top and fun, and it's available now on DVD on Amazon. Really, it's really worth watching. Support independent cinema. That's what it's all about. You get a handful of special features on here, a commentary by Brian and Doug, deleted scenes, alternate scenes, photo galleries. The one thing I almost forgot to talk about for a second. You guys all know Ryan 1988 or Justin here on YouTube. He has a cameo in this film, and man, I just love you know, Justin's YouTube videos, and it was cool to see him in this. I believe I heard him talk about this a long time ago. But guys, if you see this on Amazon, definitely check this one out. I highly recommend it. You know, independent but over the top, good fun cheese. You know. Yeah, guys, thanks for watching my new DVD Blu-ray update. Make sure you guys thumbs it up if you guys like it, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.